Thanks everyone for joining us for this webinar today. We're really excited to bring it to you. My name is Ian Leslie and I'm with SellerActive. We've been looking forward to this for quite a while, and I hope you learn a lot about the ultimate tech stack, the 4 omni-channel solutions for the scaling merchant. We're hosting this along with BigCommerce, SkuVault, and Shipstation. And I think by the end of this, you're going to pretty much have a clear picture of how you can put 4 software solutions together that'll really set you up and get you optimized for success as you start scaling up your e-commerce business. As I said, my name is Ian Leslie. I'm a senior sales rep with SellerActive. I do a lot of the webinars that we offer, handle a lot of the partner stuff, and just like helping people scale their e-commerce business up. Along with me today, we have Sachin Wadawan. He's the Director of Technology Partnerships for BigCommerce. We have Elaine Rector. She's a sales engineer at SkuVault. And we have Ryan Morgan, who's a solutions architect and handles a lot of major accounts at Shipstation. So as you're scaling up, Ryan and his team are the folks that you would be talking to over there. What we're going to cover today is how all 4 of our solutions work together to optimize all of your business processes. You're going to get some tips to essentially figure out how to maximize and get the most out of each of the technology pieces that you're going to be putting into place. And you're going to be learning how to utilize these technologies to scale your business up and take you to that next level in e-commerce. At the end, we'll have some question and answers. And then we have a special promotion that we're going to be offering up for folks that have attended the webinar. So stick around for that. We're really excited. And the way that we're going to present this webinar is kind of in sequential order. You're going to launch your BigCommerce store first. You would then put a SellerActive type solution into place to manage all of the channels as you scale to Amazon, eBay, Walmart, etc. And then from there, right, as orders are coming in, you're going to start shipping those products out with Shipstation. And once you have all of that set up, you're going to find that your warehouse is going to be pretty complex. And you're going to need to put a solution like SkuVault into place to manage all of your inventory and all of your operations. And so we'll kind of cover all through that. And by the end, you should have a pretty good idea of how, you can scale your business up to the next level. Without further ado, I'd like to pass it over to Sachin so he can talk to you guys about BigCommerce. Sachin, take it away.
Perfect. Thanks, Ian. Hi, everyone. This is Sachin Wadawan from BigCommerce. Very excited to be part of this webinar and looking forward to giving you a perspective on who BigCommerce is and really the e-commerce element of this its ultimate tech stack. So for those of you that don't know about BigCommerce, we are an e-commerce enterprise e-commerce platform. We've been around since 2009. We process over $25 billion a year on merchant sales, have over 62,000 customers that leverage our platform to scale their online e-commerce presence today. Next slide, please. So BigCommerce's mission is to really help merchants at every stage of their growth. We have businesses that are doing $10,000, $20,000 a year on our platform, and we have some that are doing hundreds of millions of dollars a year on our e-commerce platform. The 3 key value propositions that we bring to merchants are built for growth, powerful performance, and low total cost of ownership. And I'll go through each of them individually so you guys can understand that. Next slide, please, Ian. So what does built for growth mean? Of course, we're talking about this in this webinar about how do businesses scale, right? So many businesses like yours don't want to make tech stack decisions and changes all the time. So you really want to identify the technologies and the platforms that work best for your platform, and you want those decisions for the long haul. Our platform enables the technology that can scale as your business grows. One of the ways that we scale is by having a large ecosystem of technology partners and third-party applications. So as your business is growing and you're needing more advanced capabilities, either that's in omni-channel strategy or in shipping capabilities, you can add those capabilities right on top of our platform. So we have 600 plus vetted best-of-breed solutions, and SellerActive, SkuVault, and Shipstation are included in that set, of course. These integrations are really critical because you want to make sure that as you add these capabilities on top of your e-commerce platform, it doesn't impact the performance of your e-commerce site, right? So as we all know as consumers, when we are on an online store and we're looking at product information or inventory information, we want the most optimum speed, right? We don't want the site to be spinning, or consumers don't have patience for waiting for the product page to load or anything like that. So this is where the 400 API calls per second that our platform offers is really critical, because it makes and enables optimized integrations between technologies like SkuVault, SellerActive, and Shipstation. Next slide, please. And then performance is really important in e-commerce, right? So many businesses, all businesses don't want their site to be down even for a second. Over the last 4 years, every year during the Cyber 5 holiday season that we're coming up to, BigCommerce has had 100% uptime, which again is really important for e-commerce, because we want to have that optimum experience for your consumers when they are on your website and making those purchasing decisions. We're also backed by Google Cloud Platform, GCP, that again enables, if your business is have customers across international, so you have consumers that are coming from different countries, you can be sure that there's very minimal latency or no latency at all for the same shopper that's buying from Italy versus the US. Our platform can support that. Next slide, please. And then finally, for every business, the ROI is really important in terms of when you're making technology decisions. What is the cost? What is the investment you have to make? And how fast can you start realizing the value and the ROI from that investment? So the use of intuitiveness of the platform becomes really important, as well as the speed to market. So on average, our customers can implement their online store within 3 months, which is great. As you start thinking about upgrading your tech stack and start moving into the digital commerce journey, you want to make sure that you can go to market as fast as possible. Next slide, please. And then the newest concept that I wanted to mention here real quick is this concept of headless. And we're seeing this again in the e-commerce world. We're seeing many businesses are starting to think about content first and then e-commerce, right? And what I mean by that is consumers want to engage with your brand, engage with your product, either your B2B or B2C. They want to learn about the product and understand what they're buying before they want to enter the buying cycle, right? So the headless commerce is a concept where our platform enables you as a business to have whatever content experience you want, and that could be powered by WordPress, Drupal, Sitecore, whatever your choice of CMS is. And then BigCommerce as an e-commerce platform can really power the commerce engine behind the scenes. Here's a quick snapshot of customers that are on our platform. Hopefully you recognize some of them, but the key message here is that we work with all businesses in all verticals at all stages of growth. So really scalable platform and can scale for any of these verticals. So at a very high level, when you think about e-commerce technology, and again, when I say e-commerce, I'm talking about how do you manage your online presence, your online store? In the industry, you really have two options. You have open source, which is the Magentos of the world, and you have the cloud-based SaaS, which could be the Shopify's of the world, right? The open source has the perception of the most flexibility, the most custom, right? So you have access to the exact source code. Whereas, of course, there are a lot of benefits to SaaS, but it can seem restricted in terms of what you can do. If you click one more, Ian, you can see that BigCommerce really sits in the middle of this spectrum, and we call our platform Open SaaS. So on the next slide, what does Open SaaS mean, right? Open SaaS, the openness of this platform is important because SaaS certainly have the benefits, and SaaS is software as a service, certainly has the benefits of enabling you to run your business and leave the IT to a platform like BigCommerce, right? So you don't have to worry about having your own servers and scaling your own servers, but then also give you the flexibility so you don't feel restricted. So in this is a quick visual of the items you see in blue is core e-commerce capabilities that you're going to need to launch your online store, right? But then you want to have the flexibility both in user experience, right? So are you a business that's doing B2B and B2C, right? If you are, then your B2B buyers need to be logged in so you can show differentiated pricing for them based on what pricing, what you've negotiated with them. Versus if you're B2C, for your B2C consumers, you don't want your products to be restricted behind a login, right? So the flexibility in the user experience enables you to create that experience depending on who your buyer is. And then at the bottom of this visual is why we are a great partner of this tech stack that we're talking about, right? It's the two-way API layer that enables data from your online store to communicate effectively with Shipstation, with SkuVault, with SellerActive. So as the transactions are happening on your online store, that information is available in the other systems where the fulfillment may be happening. I think that's about for BigCommerce. Ian, back to you.
Thank you, Sachin. That was awesome. As you guys can see, I mean, BigCommerce has a killer platform that really allows you to scale up your website business. And once you've done that, that's where SellerActive is going to come into the mix for you. So I'd like to talk to you a little bit about SellerActive, who we are, what we do, and why we can be advantageous to you as well. So presumably, once you've got your BigCommerce site set up and you're starting to see business there are going to be other avenues you want to get to, right? And that's where SellerActive fits into the mix. You can see the guy on the right-hand side of the screen, Jason Hara. He's our CEO, and the mission that we are on over here is to simplify taking all of your products from a site and getting them out onto different channels quickly, efficiently, and essentially, building a product that anyone within your organization can use. Our three kind of core tenets, I would say, are multi-marketplace management, and that means the listing portion of getting your products out to marketplaces, as well as automated repricing software. So if you are a reseller of products, we have a repricing technology for a lot of different marketplaces that can help you stay competitive and not only just like create a race to the bottom, but actually maximize your profit. And I'll go into that a little bit more. And then keeping all your inventory levels in check across the channels that you're on. So you're not running out of inventory, you're not overselling products, having to cancel orders, affecting defect rates and different things like that on channels like Amazon, but also plugging into systems like SkuVault to really enhance the amount of inventory syncing and kind of the complexity of your inventory that you manage through a system like SkuVault. So as I kind of alluded to, when you get your site set up, you're going to look at selling on different marketplaces. Everyone knows Amazon. They take up the lion's share of the market, but right alongside of them are eBay and Walmart, which are rapidly growing, and our customers are seeing great results there. And so what SellerActive helps you out with is ingesting product information from, say, a website like BigCommerce, and taking that information and getting it actually listed out to channels for you. So really quickly, we can get your images, your titles, weights, descriptions, all of that good stuff that you would typically have to put on each marketplace one by one. We consolidate it and push it out simultaneously for you. It makes it really simple to get your products up and running. It makes it, more importantly, unified across channels, so it's very clean. You can keep the integrity of your brand from managing directly from SellerActive. And also, it's just simple to do. I mean, anyone within your organization can learn how to utilize our technology. We have a very clean, easy, intuitive user interface. And another thing that we're really excited about is an upload process that we've rolled out, where essentially you can give us any sort of file and we can format it to essentially map to our system. So you don't necessarily have to use templates like you might have in the past, where they're very structured, and as you upload them, you're going to get errors. We've taken that out of the mix for you, and you can do it directly within SellerActive. Another advantage and benefit that you have by utilizing our system is the fact that we can create ASINs on Amazon. So if you're a brand, right, that has your website set up, but then you need to go to Amazon and actually create ASINs for your products, which is an Amazon serial identification number, you can do that directly within SellerActive. So we can create that new product on Amazon for you, and then we can disseminate it out to channels like eBay and Walmart at the same time. So you don't have to do data entry. From there, you can manage the content on the marketplaces from within our platform. You can control prices, and there are a lot of different things you can do in regards to that. Another really important aspect, I think, of our platform is this automated repricing that we offer sellers. And this operates, both for brands and for people that are reselling products. I'll focus on the resellers at first. Essentially, what we can do, right, is you might have 15 people selling the same product on Amazon, on Walmart, on eBay. You can customize and tailor strategies to ensure that your products are staying competitive on the SKU level on each channel. So, if you can imagine someone selling, we sell those Skull Candy headphones, some Skull Candy headphones, you can set up a rule to say anytime that price drops, go ahead and automatically adjust my price to maybe drop below a penny of the competitor of mine. Maybe it's match lowest price. Maybe you want to set up a method to essentially drive your price up when other people run out of inventory. Our system can go out to the marketplaces, see when that happens, and sell you at a higher price point until your competition comes back onto the marketplace. So a lot of tools out there try to just race you to the bottom and price your products down. SellerActive is really focused on maximizing your profit and driving prices up. Another thing that we can do is for Amazon and Walmart in particular, we have a buy box algorithm that's going to give you the best opportunity to capture the buy box on each channel. The buy box is where 80 some odd % of all sales go through on Amazon. And what our tool will do is have you put a minimum price into place. And from there, it will simply just figure out the best price to price you into the buy box. It will capture the buy box for you. And once it has it captured, we can actually drive your price up to maximize your profit rather than just staying at a stagnant price. Once your product falls out of the buy box, we'll start automatically pricing it again to capture that buy box. And that's consistent on Amazon and Walmart. eBay is more rule-based repricing just due to the way that they have their marketplace set up. Another thing to mention is if maybe you're a reseller of a brand's products and you have MAP pricing, you can put that into place within our system so you're abiding by all the MAP policies that you might have. We make it very easy for you to monitor all your competition from a main screen. You can click on a specific listing. You can see all of the competitors on it. You can see the sales ranks of products. We give you a lot of analytics to help you make decisions to figure out the best price to price your products at. Now, for more brands or people that own their own products and are maybe private label sellers or something like that, we have tools that can help you out as well. One thing that we can do is mirror prices back from channels to your BigCommerce website. And what that does is ensure that your prices are unified across the board. Another thing that we can do is also set up velocity pricing for you. So if you have an item that you want to clear out of stock on, if you want to test the price elasticity on your website or on different channels, essentially you can set sales goals for yourself, and based upon whether or not you hit them, your prices will rise or drop accordingly. So for example, you have a headphone SKU and you want to see how many that you can sell at one point in time. You can say, okay, well, I want to sell maybe 50 of these by the end of 3 days. If I don't sell 50, let's go ahead and drop my price a certain amount, so you can then test, what's going to make that product move in regards to, your price adjustment. Now, on the flip side of that, right, back to the maximizing of your profit, if I sell more than 50, I want to go ahead and drive my price up so we can figure out, how much we can actually sell this product for. So it's a really powerful and effective way to adjust your pricing and ensure that you're staying competitive and you have the most up-to-date prices on the marketplace. And that's kind of an overview of how the repricer works. Another thing that brands will utilize our repricer for is to actually monitor other people that might be breaking their MAP price on somewhere like Amazon, eBay, etc. We'll give you a heads up anytime someone's selling below, a certain threshold, and then you can do with what you may with that information. Now, the other aspect of our platform, kind of tying back to the 3 core tenets, is the inventory syncing piece. Now, you can use our system as a standalone thing to manage inventory across channels, but more importantly, we integrate with SkuVault to handle the robust inventory syncing that you're going to need to skew your operation up. So, for example, whenever you do inventory updates within SkuVault, SellerActive will actually pick all of those up and push them out to channels. We have, multiple locations that you can set up. If you're using 3PLs like Deliver or any of those systems, they can integrate directly with us, and we can keep that reflected across channels. And another thing that we can do is actually kit and bundle products. Now, a lot of that you can do within SkuVault, and then SellerActive will pick it up and disseminate it out. And so let's say, for example, you're selling a bicycle on Amazon and you have different SKUs that make that up. Anytime one of those bikes sells, we'll automatically deduct the inventory across the board and reflect that on your individual SKUs as well. We integrate seamlessly with, BigCommerce, with SkuVault, with Shipstation. We just need simple login credentials, and really quickly you have that operation set up. In terms of, kind of what SellerActive could do for you, right? I mean, the numbers speak for themselves. If you put our repricer into place on Amazon, you're going to see a 72% buy box capture rate on average. You'll see a 22% jump in your revenue on Amazon. That number's a lot higher on Walmart, on eBay, with different strategies that you can set up. And rather than you having to adjust your prices, you can consistently have a repricing tool that's going out every 46 seconds, monitoring the marketplace, sending back an update within 2 to 3 minutes to ensure that your prices are staying competitive. So the combination of the listing piece to get your products out quickly, get catalogs transferred over to different channels, and the repricing piece that's always going to make sure your products and your prices are staying up to date is a really powerful solution that's going to help you get set up for success. And I think that pretty much wraps up our bit. I'm going to pass it over to Ryan Morgan now from Shipstation, so he can kind of talk to you about what I think is the best shipping tool out there.
How's it going, guys? I appreciate everyone joining us today. I want to share with you about Shipstation and what we can do for your business. So one of the biggest things about Shipstation that most people find is that when they start a business, they think about designing the product and marketing the product, but they don't really think about shipping the product, and sometimes that's the last piece that they think about. And so at Shipstation, we want to make sure that that process is as painless as possible. And so, with our great partnerships that we have with, BigCommerce and SellerActive and SkuVault, we're able to, come together to make that experience as seamless as possible and take a lot of the aches and pains out of that. And so, whether you're shipping 1 order a day or 10,000 shipments, Shipstation will help you import, manage, and ship your online orders. As a top shipping platform, we complement BigCommerce, SellerActive, and SkuVault, as well as hundreds of other integrations. And it's important to us that you have the ability to, wherever you're selling, that we can help you ship that product. You can go ahead and move to the next slide. And so it's very important for us that we try and streamline that process to make sure that we can help you increase the speed. So workflow is a big thing when it comes to processing orders. And so when, whether it's, making sure that you're able to use batch processing to process orders in bulk, or whether you need to use barcode scan actions to actually take the human error out of the process, we want you to be able to take advantage of those features within our software to really, take you to the next level. And so through that, you gain a lot of improvements as far as accuracy, address verification, your international customs forms are automatically taken care of. You're able to split the orders when you need them to go from different locations, or if you have something back ordered. And you can request pickup from the United States Postal Service to come to your location to pick up your packages. And so through that, we want you to have the ability to be able to automate everything as much as possible. You can go to the next slide. And so on top of that, shipping your product means that you have this awesome opportunity to make sure that when the customer actually gets the communication, when they get the package, that they're able to actually see your branding. They're able to know that their experience that they're getting from you is branded, that it's customized as much as possible. And so marketing can be expensive, but here at ShipStation, we want to provide you with customizable features so that your brand can stay top of mind with customers. Whether it's tracking the emails over 100% open rate on average, delivery tracking emails are open 3 times, which means that 3 times you can brand yourself and send tracking back to your pages instead of the United States Postal Service or FedEx. And so with that, what we mean is that we give you the ability to use our branded tracking page. And so everyone knows that when you order something currently, a lot of times you get the communication, your email, and it has a tracking number in it. You click on that tracking and it takes you to the carrier's webpage. And at that point, you're losing that customer. They are out of your loop at that point. And we built the branded tracking page within ShipStation so that you can kind of customize the experience. They're able to see the products that they ordered, see where it's in transit. They can click on the social media links if you want to provide those, your return policy, click on links to go to your website, and have all of that kind of catered into a centralized, customized experience to where you're doing as much as you can to keep them really into the loop, which is nice. So through that, we find that 88% of customers say that the ability to track shipments in real time is highly important to them. We live in a world where customers, they want it now, they order it and they want it now, and so they want to know where their package is at. And so we want to make that experience as smooth as possible and give them that ability to have the insight into that as well. And so and through that, we give you the ability to also brand your returns portal. And so it makes the experience nice and smooth. So whether they're clicking on a return link within the branded trackings page, or they click on a return link that you've embedded on your web page, it can take them to a branded returns portal that ShipStation has put together for you, so that they have this nice customized experience. They can tell you what item they're trying to return and give you the reason and get a label and get that item back to you as soon as possible. Go ahead and go to the next slide. And so, it's important to us that, you're able to scale your business through shipping. We already mentioned using the free marketing tools within ShipStation to help grow your business, but these are some of the ways to increase revenue. So like free shipping, 88% of consumers are more likely to shop on a site that promises free shipping. 93% of consumers will add products to their cart if they receive free shipping. In contrast, 58% of consumers are likely to abandon their cart if there are shipping charges. Amazon has changed the customer experience, so free shipping is becoming the status quo. And so in order to offer free shipping, try offering a purchasing threshold or dissolving the cost within the product prices. If free shipping is unsustainable for you, try using it only, for the holidays. Find those exceptions where you can, encourage the customers to go ahead and purchase from you based upon that. Transparency with shipping prices. If you're gonna charge the shipping, make sure you're upfront about it. Customers don't like to be bamboozled or, at the checkout process. They want to actually know what they're getting charged for shipping, which is nice. Provide the shipping options at checkout. Let customers decide if they want a faster shipping on their item upfront, or whether they want to actually save money and just get it when you can actually get it out to them. 80% of consumers are willing to pay for the same day or faster delivery if they're given that option. And so having a few options, but not too many, maybe 3 delivery time options, can be really key. And so it's important for us that you as the user and using our platform have as smooth of a experience as possible. We understand that a lot of customers, you can sell the product all day long, but if you can't put a label on the package and get it out the door to the customer, it's kind of pointless at some points. So we want to make that as painless as possible and just a great experience. And we believe that we have industry-leading support. So whether you need to reach out to our support team for just questions or you need help with something, that's what we're there for. I really appreciate everyone's time. giving us a moment to talk about Shipstation.
Thanks, Brian. We're going to pass it over to Elaine Rector now to talk to you about, once again, I'm not biased, but I think it's the most killer e-commerce warehouse management software out there. So take it away, Elaine.
Thanks, Ian. That's a pretty awesome introduction there. And for anybody who might not know myself or SkuVault, I'm Elaine, a sales engineer here at SkuVault, and thank you guys all so much for your time today. I'm really excited to be presenting here. I'd like to preface some of our features by just talking a little bit about who SkuVault is and where we fit into a solution stack like this. So we are a cloud-based warehouse and inventory management software focused most on B2B and B2C retailers in e-commerce. Our most notable features are streamlining the pick, pack, and ship process, providing advanced reporting. We have a ton of features designed specifically for Amazon and just overall increasing of seller ratings, and a full integration stack for the software you already use, including channel syncing with SellerActive for their listing and repricing tools, as well as BigCommerce and Shipstation, which are obviously some industry leaders there, as well as our award-winning support team. They're fantastic and will help you along the whole process of implementing a solution like this. Next, please. So within some of the building blocks of your warehouse solution, they should be designed to help you handle day-to-day warehouse operations with complete visibility over all of the transactions that are happening in your warehouse account. So some of the basic building blocks of that include real-time quantity syncing, so oversells are virtually impossible, real-time access to inventory levels and their locations so that your warehouse workers can find the products in a fraction of the time, as well as transaction reporting. So all of those transactions need to be recorded and stored for a higher level of quality control in the day-to-day operations. And barcode scanning is a big one that we like to see our customers implement, as it allows the process to be sped up for fulfillment and also allows for less user error. Next, please. Firstly, demand planning and forecasting. It's imperative to your business because it enables you to make smarter purchasing decisions. When you're making better purchasing decisions using an engine like SkuVault's replenishment report, you're basing your forecast on your past sales history. So you should never have less or more product than what you need to sell. And SkuVault's going to support that by helping you replenish stock to multiple warehouses, whether they be merchant or external third-party warehouses like Amazon FBA, or a combination of multiple. User accountability, visibility of transaction quantity changes, and your time that you need to place the PO to suppliers. So we're also including lead times within our reporting to help you guys make those purchasing decisions better. Next, please. So a warehouse management system should integrate with the e-commerce platforms that you already use to build a well-rounded business. A few ways your integrations work with your WMS store inventory in one place. Real-time quantity syncs and the use of buffers will reduce any chances of an oversell on your channel. Buffers are a way that you can push false quantity to a marketplace, whether it's less or more than what's currently available in the warehouse. So, for example, if you do have a product, which consistently sells well, and maybe you do have a consistent problem with oversells, we can create a cutoff buffer so that if your product reaches a certain threshold or it goes below that alert point, then SkuVault will begin to withhold quantity from the marketplace so that it can't be oversold. But maybe you have a product which needs a little bit more help in velocity, and you can show less quantity on the marketplace than what you actually have within the warehouse to kind of create that sense of buyer urgency. And it's also important that the WMS can pull orders and order costs in from marketplaces to be able to provide better reporting information. Next, please. One huge piece of the whole WMS equation is quality control. So we know that our seller ratings, whether they be just globally on the brand or specific channel levels, are extremely important to making sure that we can increase number of sales and brand recognition. So quality control ensures that every order goes out correctly with the correct product and the quantity of that product. So each of those quality control transactions should be tracked and time-stamped so that you can spend less time reconciling incorrect orders. If there are incorrect orders, you as a business should be able to go back into your transaction history and understand who the user was who picked the order, who it was that packed the order, if there were any extra eyes on it or extra transactions in that process. Your WMS has to be able to report on that. Therefore, higher quality control is going to mean more happy customers and better reviews and more sales. Next, please. SkuVault can also help with streamlining the pick, pack, and ship process, and this is a huge part of where Shipstation comes into play. So our goal here at SkuVault is to help minimize errors and automate your features. So we do that with both digital and paperless picking, so we can really scale your operation from going from a more basic pick list all the way into electronic wave picking. Quality control well picking or as a separate step, which plays into the next check, which is customizing your workflows. So we have lots of different settings and options in SkuVault so that not only is it scalable, but it can really be tailored to your specific approach for fulfillment. And we also have the opportunity to pull in orders from a shipping platform like Shipstation. And a nice benefit and perk of doing it that way is that we can rely on Shipstation shipping labels and actually cloud print those from within our software. Next, please. We'll also help you to manage your stock levels, of course. So we can track component quantities and component locations for any kits or bundles that you want to use. We allow for pre-assembly or assembly on the fly at the time of packing and picking the shipment. So you can allow your users to have ready-to-ship kits or pre-assembled kits. We're also providing visibility into inventory locations and quantities, like backstock and reserve locations, if you don't want your users to be routed to a backstock location first. And of course, we're showing multi-warehouse visibility, again, either just your merchant or any 3PL warehouses you might manage. Next, please. We can help you increase your seller performance ratings. Most customers check product reviews before deciding to purchase, and e-com sellers need a way to boost seller ratings, get more positive reviews, and then win the buy box, hopefully, by shipping out quality orders in a timely manner. So better forecasting will mean that you always have the products you need in stock, so there's no lag time for your customers. And for example, we ship out quality orders on time with quality control, customized pick lists, better forecasting, again, streamlining the whole pick, pack, and ship process. And just to finish that thought, the WMS has to have functionality to ensure that each user is picking and packing the correct amount of product in each order. Combined with streamlining that and automating the pick routing process, the orders are shipped out more quickly than ever. Next, please. And here we're reviewing just a few of the stats that our customers see on average after implementing SkuVault. We're here today because of the great success realized by our mutual clients. We've helped them to streamline workflows, increase team efficiency, and reduce errors, and all of that boils down to just a fantastic amount of growth. A couple of those checkboxes you can see here is that we do have the lowest churn in the warehouse management space, complete documentation and access to our client forums and our support team, and again, training sessions with phone, chat, and email support. So we really will be holding your hand every step of the way as you implement this solution, and with our fantastic partners, we'll get you guys the best in class in each portion. So with that, I will hand it back off to you, Ian, for the Q&A portion.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Elaine. That wraps up the kind of the comprehensive information in regards to all four of our solutions. I hope that people have kind of gotten a great snapshot of how we can work together to really help you guys streamline and set the business up. We've seen some questions coming in as we've been going along, and so I'm kind of just going to route them as we go. I'll say who they're for and then let you guys answer it, pass it back to me, and then we'll go through them. It looks like we have like 8 to 10 of them. So the first one's for BigCommerce and Sachin. Sachin, they're wondering if BigCommerce charges a fee per online transaction.
Yeah, that's a great question. And BigCommerce doesn't charge per transaction. So our pricing model is based on order volume. And what we do is we give, depending on which plan you're on, each merchant gets certain order volume per year for that price per month. So this way you can forecast your expenses, your e-commerce expenses, and you can know exactly when your BigCommerce price will go up. So you get a certain band, certain number of orders within that price, so it's more predictable. There are some e-commerce platforms that charge kind of per transaction fee, which again, as you scale your business, the ROI doesn't make sense there. So really having predictability on your pricing is really important.
Awesome. Thanks. And I forgot to mention, I mean, SellerActive as well, there's no transaction fees. It's very straightforward pricing on our system, and you can see it all on our site. So the next question is for Shipstation. And Ryan, the customer is wondering, it's in regards to kind of like carrier rates and whether or not you guys might have some discounted rates that they can take advantage of, or if they need to use your rates. Could you maybe explain that process a little bit, please?
Yeah, absolutely. So Shipstation gives our users the ability to connect their carrier account. So whether that's the United States Postal Service, whether it's DHL, FedEx, UPS, we allow them to connect their own carrier account, and then through that, they're able to get their negotiated rates if they have negotiated rates with the carrier themselves. With that being said, with Shipstation, when you do sign up for a Stamps.com account, you do get commercial plus pricing through Shipstation automatically right out of the gate. And so that definitely is a plus, because that does get you better than just consumer level pricing when it comes to your USPS shipments. And then we have partnerships for special pricing with FedEx as well, that we have programs that, when you sign up for an account, we're more than happy to help you get onboarded with that as well. But it's pretty simple to get to get any of those carriers connected, and we can go through the process of helping you make sure that you're seeing your rates within the software, and to make sure that you're getting the best price possible.
Awesome, thanks. The next one's actually for us at SellerActive, and the question is focused around why someone would necessarily need a channel management tool if BigCommerce and SkuVault both have plugins with marketplaces already. And this is a question that comes up a lot, and what our sellers have found is, number one, our whole mission and our whole job is to focus on the marketplaces in plugging into these different channels. So we're always up to date with APIs and all of that good stuff. And then in conjunction with our listing tools and the repricing technology that we offer, that's what we're experts in. And so, we operate seamlessly with these two platforms. We let BigCommerce take care of the whole website ecosystem that you're going to need. We let SkuVault take care of all of the back-end warehousing needs that you have. We really fit in the middle to help you scale and focus on the channels that you might want to expand to. And so that's, typically what I tell people. And, we have many happy customers that are utilizing all three of us. Elaine, question in regards to SkuVault is, what's the difference between a warehouse management solution and inventory software and an ERP?
Oh, that's a really good question. So the main difference is that the ERP tends to manage multiple systems and functions all at once, where a WMS is specializing in one specific area, which is managing your inventory levels and warehouse operations. The warehouse management system, it integrates with the other softwares like shipping and listing, which allows a little bit more functionality, and you can really tailor each aspect of the software to your business. Whereas if you're going with something like an ERP that would consider itself an all-in-one solution, it's managing so many different functions that it may not be either very customizable, or it just can't manage everything quite as well, rather than picking, again, the best-in-class solutions like what we've presented today and pairing them together with each portion managing its own part of the business.
Cool. Thank you. Let's see. Another question in here for Shipstation is, they're asking, how do they take advantage, or maybe a better way to phrase this is, can you speak through kind of the scanning functionality within Shipstation, and if those efforts are duplicated in SkuVault, Do they need to scan in both platforms? Can you just talk through that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. So scanning functionality is one of the #1 ways to speed up a process when it comes to processing orders, and it takes the human error out of the process. And so we've tried to make sure that that's a big part of the software and giving our users the ability to pick and choose how they would like to use scanning functionality. So whether it's scanning just to create a label, whether it's scanning to get a rate, whether it's scanning to add orders to a batch. We try to make sure that we give our users a lot of different options, and we even give our users the ability to set up custom presets that can be accessed and activated by scan actions as well. And so it's not a duplicate process added to SkuVault. I'd say more than anything, it's they're a complement to each other, because since part of the scan process is already happening with SkuVault, it definitely it's kind of the next logical step to continue the scanning process. You can keep your warehouse processors, keep their hands off the keyboard and mouse, and allow them to just be able to put their hands on the product, put it on the scale, scan some barcodes, put it in the box, and it's good to go from there. And so we definitely encourage that process. And if you've signed up for Shipstation and you're using all these pieces together, we're happy to help you get any of those scan functionalities set up and going.
Awesome, thanks, Ryan. Next question for Sachin from for BigCommerce is can people run, or let me phrase it exactly how they said, can I run both my B2B and B2C side of the business through BigCommerce?
Yeah, that's a great question as well, and the answer is yes. That's actually a unique differentiator for our platform, that we can support both B2C and B2B models. And depending on the audience, if you are already a B2B business, you're likely thinking about how do you grow your business by going direct to consumer. If you're already a B2C business and you're growing, the next stage of your growth, or I guess one of the next stages of your growth, might be how do you make your products available not just to your consumers, but also people that want to buy in bulk, right? So eventually you may end up acting more as a combination of B2B and B2C business. And that's a common trend we're seeing, is the world of B2B and B2C is merging. When you think about the shopping experience, it's most of the core e-commerce needs are the same, right? Regardless if a buyer is buying your product in bulk, or if a consumer is buying your products as a one-time product purchase. But what's really different is the nuanced experience, right? So the buyer, as a B2B business, you may not need the credit card payment during the checkout, right? Because they already are on net terms with you. So being able to customize the experience of buying may be what's needed when you are thinking about B2B versus B2C, but the e-commerce platform can stay the same. So if you guys remember from the visual we talked about, on the top of that diagram was the user experience, and that's really what we enable our customers and our merchants to customize that experience for B2C, direct to consumer, as well as B2B.
Great, thank you. Another question for SkuVault and Elaine, and I'm sure you could talk about this one forever, but maybe just the high-level point. What can I do to better organize my warehouse?
Ooh, yeah, that's a good one. I could talk about it forever, but one thing that I always have harped on is organizing and labeling your shelves or whatever bin locations that you might be using. That is a huge one in my opinion, because first of all, it allows your employees to find their products better. If everything is laid out and organized, let's say in an alphanumeric pattern. So it'll allow you to optimize the whole picking strategy and picking pattern, routing the user in the most logical format for their pick batch. Once the locations have been kind of organized and labeled, you can even use a barcode scanning label. From there, you can better organize the product from there into picking bins, backstock locations, reserve bins, things like that, and really just optimize the whole process with scanning.
Awesome. Thank you. Last question is for SellerActive, and it's just focused on how long it takes to integrate our system with other solutions, or alongside of SkuVault, BigCommerce, and Shipstation. And that's a really neat part about our platform. It's really easy to integrate our system with everyone else. And so literally with just a couple API keys, we can get everything pulled into our platform. For order purposes, you don't have to affect your shipping workflows whatsoever if you're using someone like Shipstation. With SkuVault, our teams work hand in hand with each other to ensure that people are getting set up properly. And with BigCommerce, it's really straightforward. I mean, we have step-by-step instructions to import your catalog, and then quickly we'll give you a little wizard and show you how you can get it out to other channels as well. I would say setup time to put all 4 of our platforms into place from our perspective is a day or 2. So it's really easy to do. And the nice thing about working with us is that we provide a really comprehensive setup program that is free of charge to our customers. So, you're not going to have to do all this on your own, even though you certainly could. We give you account managers and implementation reps to ensure that you can get up and running in a timely and efficient manner. So it's really easy to do. It doesn't take long at all. At the most, maybe about 4 to 5 days. And with that, I think that wraps up all of the questions that we received during the webinar. And we really thank all of you for attending today. It was really exciting to put this together with 3 of our, I would say, premier partners. We haven't really done a webinar this big before, and so we hope you all got something out of it. And if nothing else, we are offering up 50% off your first 3 months of SellerActive, as well as some of the other solutions here. And as you reach out to us and you reference this code, we can make sure that you get it dialed in and you can take advantage of this. So if you're trying to gear up for the holidays, if you're trying to get a solution into place that is going to really help you scale, not only for Q4, but going into 2020, which is crazy that it's almost 2020, take advantage of this offer. I mean, we are driven and committed to helping you guys scale your business. As you grow, we grow. And we really enjoy working alongside of Shipstation, SkuVault, and BigCommerce. I don't know if you guys have anything else to say, but I think that about wraps up the webinar today. And thanks from all of us for attending.
Thanks everyone for attending.
Yeah, thanks everyone for attending.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Let's get you back to work. Thank you.